Hi, Jai Hind. This is Vijay Praveen Singh, and I am your host for today's webinar. Basically, to start with, I will try to throw some light upon the types of military school and Sainik schools which are already existing in India. The history of Sainik School goes back to pre-independence era when once you had Royal Indian Military Academy, which used to be the one which used to prepare the cadets to become officer into armed forces. So that was the time when Indians before independence realized that we needed officers in armed forces. Yeah, since our Jawans and JCOs were Indians, but the officers were British. So first private military school was started in 1935 by Educational Society with an aim to Indianize the armed forces to send people of Indian origin as officers into the armed forces. Royal Indian Military College was converted to Rashtriya Indian Military School, Military College at Dehradun, which is one of the most premier institutes providing maximum officers, maximum cadets from this institution go to NDA and they become officers in Army, Navy, and Air Force. And if you browse through their website, you can find out that the chief of army staff of all three services, Army, Navy, and Air Force, are mostly from ex alumni of Rashtriya Indian Military College. Apart from Indian armed forces, you will find many neighboring countries' armed forces also have army chiefs or navy chiefs or air chiefs who have been an alumni of Rashtriya Indian Military College. So this is the one of the most premier India institutes where cadet establishment of Indian Armed Forces, which not only trains the cadets, grooms them, they get them, train them to become officers, and most of the officers are doing very well in the armed forces. In 1962, a Sainik School Society was set up to set up various schools, such schools in lines of Rashtriya Indian Military College in various states. This Sainik School Society, it was a center and states partnership in which the government funded. There are about 33 Sainik schools existing in India, which are operating in various states. But still, there are many states who do not have a Sainik school. For example, the coastal area of southern India, the northeastern states, or the northern states of Jammu and Kashmir. So, to fill up this gap, there was one parliamentary committee which was constituted, which did a study on the feasibility of running more and more Sainik schools and getting this Sainik school education to the masses. Based on the recommendations of this company, this committee, the parliamentary committee on the Sainik schools, the standing committee or parliamentary committee on the Sainik schools, they gave their ideas after a complete study of the Rashtriya Indian Military College as well as the Sainik schools which are existing. There are about five military schools also, which are government run out of the defense budget, and they also offer admissions through national entrance examinations. Problem here is these schools, firstly, they are very less in number, 33 Sainik schools and about 5 military school and one premier institute, Rashtriya Indian Military College. So total not more than about 40 or less schools are there which offer military education or Sainik school education and which motivate the students or cadets to get into the armed forces. To couple this problem, the another problem which the armed forces right now is facing is the scarcity in the number of officers, the number of good people who are willing to join the armed forces. So this entire problem, the Ministry of Defense has come out with a solution. They have conducted a study and based on the recommendations of the parliamentary committee, and they have come out with a recommendation that why not private NGOs be allowed to participate to run such schools based on the guidelines which has been issued by the Sainik School Society, which is already running 33 Sainik schools in various states in center-state partnership. You must have heard about famous Sainik schools like Ghodakal, Rewa, Ambikapur in Chhattisgarh. In down south, if you go, you can find Amravati Nagar. There are list is about 33 of them are already existing. The best part is now they have also allowed the girl cadets to take military education or Sainik school education from these Sainik schools. Interesting part is now they are being allowed in the armed forces through the NDA, through the National Defense Academy, which produces officers who get permanent commission. Otherwise, the girls used to be allowed through the OTA, the Officers Training Academy, where they were granted a short service commissions, and based on their performance or based on their choice, they were offered the permanent commission. So there are drastic changes which are being brought about in the Ministry of Defense and their outlook, and to get the defense education to the masses. So with so many schools, the basic problem with due to which the entire enthusiast who wanted to go to the Sainik school or military school were not getting admissions there was the limitation of the seats. Firstly, it was the limitations of the school. Secondly, the limitation of the seats, because 70% of the seats are reserved for the JCOs and ORs of the Indian of the armed forces, and rest about seats 20% of the rest of the seats is reserved for the wards of the officers of the armed forces. Now with SC, ST, OBC and other reservations, the common people, the availability of seats for the common people was very less. So to address this problem, the solution to which the Government of India, Ministry of Defense have arrived at is to allow the affiliation of schools run by the private NGOs who fulfill the guidelines provided by the Sainik School Society, and to run the schools as per the guidelines which are provided by the Sainik School Society. Let me tell you here that I am a retired officer and I am running my own private school. I have been running one more school earlier on which the study was conducted by Defense Intelligence Agency, and based on the study and the project report submitted, this policy has been executed by the government. But let me tell you that I am not the official spokesman, or I am not the person who is offering you any help or any support in any discreet manner to get you affiliated to a Sainik school. I am here to help you out, to suggest the ways and means, and the policies and the guidelines as far as the Sainik school societies have to be met if you are willing to run the school as per the Sainik school guidelines. So that part I want to make it very clear, because I keep getting calls from people ki get my school affiliated, I will take care and this that. So we are not type of person who are involved into it. We are the person who are we believe in this field, we believe in this work, and I have been working on this since 2007 after leaving my army. Maharashtra state has got a chain of military schools which are approved by this as per the policy of the state government of Maharashtra, and these schools are running since 2007, and very prominent schools. The names you must have heard about: Bhosla Military School, which is at Nagpur and Nasik. I have been part of such military school at Gondia, and I have provided my services there for more than 14 to 18 years. And this service ignited the passion, or the I should say the let me tell you that I did find myself really enjoying doing this project, and that's how I got so much associated with this project. So, with this backdrop, I will like to tell you the key differentiator which you must be trying to not knowing that what is the key differentiator, what is the difference between a normal Sainik school, a military school, and a normal K-12 school. So basically, the syllabus, for example, there are very various type of curriculum which are there in the which are prevalent. Schools can be either a state board, or it can be a CBSE board, or it can be an ICSE board, or it can be an international board. That doesn't make any difference. Any school which is of any board can get affiliated to the Sainik School Society. Brigadier Sir will be telling you about the brief guidelines that the Sainik School Society has. But all those schools having any board are eligible to convert themselves to a Sainik school, provided they have got the infrastructure and land facilities. For example, for a day boarding school, the land requirement is approximately 6 acres, and for a boarding school, the minimum land requirement is 8 acres. And let me emphasize uh, about the fact that the normal Sainik schools or military schools, you will find the land not less than 100 acres to 300 acres. There are some of the schools who are having land even more than 300 acres. So this is the type of investment government of India has been doing on the cadets in the education, to motivate them and to make them join the armed forces. These premier institutes, once they are giving you the affiliation, they are very stringent as far as their guidelines are concerned. They are very peculiar as far as the outcome is concerned, the results are concerned, and there is a constant evaluation of the schools who have been affiliated to the School Society. Initial period of affiliation is not is provisional, and which is later converted to a permanent affiliation based on the performance of the Sainik school. One heartening announcement which the Sainik School Society has also done is that the initial 100 Sainik school policy will now be extended to 1,000 Sainik schools. That means, that implies that you will be having a minimum one Sainik school per district, or a few district may have even more. Larger district can be having more and more number of Sainik schools. So this is their basic intention, to provide the Sainik school education or the military school education to the masses, or the people, the aspirants who are willing to join the armed forces. So this is a very nice policy which has come into place. But since the awareness is a bit less, I am conducting this seminar, I am conducting this webinar. I am trying to tell you as much as possible. I have also given my number. You can anytime call me and take my guidance, help, and support. So, who we are and what are we trying to do? So, basically, I am a retired army officer. I've been associated with Sainik School of Military Education since Gondia. Then I have launched my own institution. Right now, I am running a private military school at Raipur by the name of Cardinal Warriors. You can go to its website www.cardinalwarriors.com to get more details about the schools. We are planning to get it affiliated to Sainik School as well, Sainik School Society as well. Plus, I have been called by many schools in Nagaland, in Assam, in Odisha, and a few more places where they were already granted the affiliation, and yet their affiliation were put on hold. I realize there are schools which are not able to understand what the Sainik School Society guidelines actually say, and that is the reason of conducting this webinar and reaching out to the schools who are willing, who are volunteer to get into the Sainik School Society affiliation. There are very minor things. There are few major things which they miss out. And as far as the defense officer, ex-defense officer, I can tell you that in armed forces there is the guidelines, the things which are written have to be followed in letter and spirit. So that is the reason few schools who have been found lacking are not able to make it despite getting recommended. So that is the reason we are extending our help, our expertise, our support to the people who are wanting, who are willing, who are volunteer to start a school with a military education or a Sainik school education. Ours is a team basically working on this field. We are planning to help you out through our Section 8 company, which will be getting involved, which will be having agreements with you, and which will be having a terms and conditions, which I will come cover in towards the end of my webinar. So, briefly touching upon Sainik School policy and its guidelines. So, if you are a existing school who have been running for about 10 years or 20 years or so such schools also can apply to a Sainik School Society affiliation, and such schools are called as brownfield schools. So, the affiliation guidelines are a bit elaborate for them, and the type of checklist which is there for such schools, existing schools, includes the result of previous years, the students' performance in various examinations, as well as sports and extracurricular activities. While on the other hand, if you are a startup, if you are planning to start a school, you've got the resources, you've got the land, you've got the finances in place, maybe your infrastructure is half ready and you are working on it, then also you can apply to the Sainik School Society for an affiliation, and such type of schools are graded as greenfield schools. So the greenfield schools and the brownfield schools both are eligible to apply for the affiliation and start the affiliated Sainik school at their location. And I was covering the point that how are Sainik schools quite different from the normal K-12 schools. Okay, so normal K-12 schools, they have their routine starting in the morning, and by most probably, if it is non-day boarding school, the school gets over by about by the afternoon. But in a day boarding school, that may run up to maybe 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the evening. In a Sainik school, basically most of the Sainik schools are residential in nature, but Sainik School Society has allowed the private NGOs to run the day boarding Sainik schools as well. But the brief guidelines says that the morning physical fitness, followed by the assembly and the academic hours, afternoon value education, military training, shooting, horse riding, games, sports, these are supposed to be integral part of the curriculum. Based on this, these schools will be having a time slot which will be involving the teachers commitment of more than 8 hours, the students commitment from morning hours to the evening hours. So this is the plus point that the Sainik school has as compared to the normal K-12 school, wherein you, apart from academic periods, you have complete full-fledged curriculum for games, sports, horse riding, shooting, swimming, debate, cultural activities, inter-school debates, and the list is endless. Literally, list is endless. The type of things which go in a Sainik school or a military school is basically intended to make men and women out of boys and girls. The type of exposure they get, the type of adventure activities they get to do, removes the cobwebs which are there in their mind, that something is impossible or something cannot be done. So this is basically a total grooming of personality. Not only the personality, the spoken part, the extrovert part, but also targeting the mind and the psyche. So such students may join the armed forces, but in case they are not eligible or they are not able to qualify for the armed forces for any reason, they are going to be national assets and they are going to work very well. And the spirit of nationalism and patriotism is inculcated deep inside their psyche, so that wherever they are serving, whatever they are doing in their future life, they become an ideal citizens of the nation, and they get involved in nation building as future citizens of India. What are the shortcomings which the private schools are facing while converting to a private military school or a Sainik school. The basic shortcomings in which I've interacted with few of the schools which have got affiliated with the Sainik School Society with an aim or ambition that they will be getting something from the government of India, maybe in form of land or building or grants or something. So let me tell you that there is nothing such thing which you should be expecting as far as the Sainik School affiliation is concerned, or as far as government of India is concerned. This is a basically Sainik School brand which is coming to you, and you must be knowing to utilize very sensibly utilize and give the best to the nation. But there is nothing like any grants which is going to come to you. The grants which are planned in this policy is only for the students, and that also from the weaker sections, economically weaker sections of the society, who will be given some free grants which is listed there in their policy documents. As far as private NGO is concerned or the school is concerned, so there is no such grant or anything which is going to come your way. You will be getting students in class 6th from all India entrance examination, which is called as All India Sainik School Entrance Examination, or AISSEE. Through this, you will be getting one section of students who have qualified in a national entrance examination, and you have to follow the curriculum, groom them to qualify to become the officers through National Defense Academy. Here, the catch is that the other sections you are free to take the admissions and run the similar curriculum. That is the time, that is the place where we come into picture. We not only help you establish your school, we not only help you guide you to implement that curriculum, we not only help to staff you or HR, or we also give the operational support, management support, depending upon the type of facilities you want us to provide you. There are so many things which are involved as far as the Sainik school is concerned, which are usually not done in normal K-12 schools. So initially it starts with the teachers. Teachers training is a very important part of the Sainik schools, wherein it has been specified that teachers have to go for specific period of training on through to an institute which has been certified or recommended by the Sainik School Society. Here then these teachers, once they are getting trained and they are coming back, they are supposed to train the students into various other aspects apart from academics, something which is called as the value education, or training them and preparing them to join the National Defense Academy to become officers. There are various military training schedules which are to be planned, which involve map reading, field crafts, shooting, battle obstacle courses, physical fitness courses. These are the courses which we help you implement, because these are not the courses or the something which you see in normal K-12 schools. Plus comes the part of student development, wherein the psychometric analysis and the student dossiers which are required to be maintained as per their likings, their aptitude, their latent talents, and their bend of mind. So each student is different, and we have to identify their positive points or their strengths, and we have to advise them accordingly to become whatever they want, they are best at. Yeah, it is not necessary that every student who is coming to a Sainik school becomes an officer or is going to clear the ND examination to become an officer. But we have at the Sainik school, we have to continuously evaluate the students' progression and its psyche and the bend of mind. Like all the five fingers are not similar, so similarly all the students are not quite similar in their bend of mind, in their attitude and aptitude. So accordingly we have to guide them, we have to train them, we have to amplify their strengths in such a way, and to improve upon their weaknesses in such a way they become an ideal and good citizens of India, as well as they become someone who can face the life with confidence. We also provide infrastructure support as far as sports is concerned. The Sainik School Society does want each school to choose one sports in which they want to excel. For example, depending upon location, maybe in the northeastern states, you might find people more interested in football. Like recently, you must have seen the Nagaland team win the Subrato Cup. There are places, there are people who are genetically very good or inclined to some type of sports, depending upon the various locations and the geography. Tribal people, we find that they are very good at shooting or archery. So similarly, the Sainik School Society wants the all sports and games are mandatory, but school must take up one sports as their patented sports or their one sports in which they really want to excel. And that sport, they have to have some best of the infra support. They must have best of the trainers and the best of the curriculum to produce the sportsmen who can later maybe represent the state or the nation. There are many curriculum includes many other activities that includes the educational tours to the places like the CAT-A establishment of defense forces, NDA, OTA, IMA. So these are the places wherein once you have an educational tour with the students or the cadets, so this will inculcate that motivation to the cadets that yes, I also do want to come to this place. I want to clear the examination. I want to become an officer. So such educational tours, apart from other such activities like horse riding, shooting, and military training, are the integral part of the curriculum. So, what are we offering now? We have developed our curriculum, which is basically threefold curriculum. Firstly, it is for the schools who are basically not qualifying as per infrastructural requirement of the Sainik School Society. For example, the land requirement is 6 acres for a day boarding school of a Sainik school, but in case any school which falls short of the requirement and still wants to carry on with this curriculum can get associated with our company. We are offering our curriculum which is called METTALS, military education, tactical training, academic learning and sports. So this is what our curriculum stands for: military education, tactical training, academic learning and sports. This curriculum includes almost all the structural things which are there advised and which is being followed by the Sainik schools or the military schools. This curriculum is already been implemented in my school, and you people are most welcome anytime to visit my school at Raipur. This curriculum we are offering to the schools who are firstly not able to match the requirement of the Sainik School Society, or the schools who are able to match the Sainik School Society requirements. So we can implement this curriculum before they apply for the Sainik School affiliation. So once they apply for the Sainik School affiliation and everything which is supposed to be done is already there on ground before the inspection, so this will be an added advantage, and we will be giving them other supports even after the inspection, after the affiliation. So we will be giving the continuous all our associations and help and support are long term, and we will get into an agreement with you to help you out with the implementation, the branding of the school, the admissions of the school, the management of the school, the implementation of the curriculum, HR, software, operations, name a thing related to the school, and our expertise will be there available for you to help you out to grow your school, to create more professionals, to create more nationalists, to create more patriots in India. And finally, there can be some schools who are having that entire infrastructure. They are having the entire building, but there may be the reasons why the management is not able to give some time. Maybe they are busy with their other business or other work things, or they are old, or they are abroad. So we are taking over such schools on a management contract and implementing our metals curriculum, converting them to initially private military school, followed by applying for the affiliation of the Sainik school, and completely managing the school as per the guidelines, as per the requirements which are laid down by the Sainik School Society in their guidelines. So this is all which I have to say as far as the Sainik School Society policy, procedure, our our curriculum, our team, our school. I think I have quite elaborated it in a very detailed way. But in case you still have any questions, or you still want to speak to me, my mobile number is available there, and you can call me on 9425208456. In case I am not able to reply to your message, you are most welcome to send me a WhatsApp message. I will get back to you. In case I am busy or I am not able to take up your call, usually taking an unknown call during a meeting is usually not being done by me. But if you drop a message, I'll definitely going to get back to you and call you back. So I hope the entire thing which I tried to explain in a nutshell was good enough for you. It was of any use to you, and it will help you out. Thank you very much, and Jai Hind.